Hey there, it's the Latvian language teacher Ilze Be here. This is day 7 of my Latvian verb challenge of November 2018. And this is the last day. I have one more thing left to tell you, and I think you might already guess what that is. That is, if you looked at the notes of the previous lesson. Probably you noticed that I said that verbs can have two types of infinitive endings. One that you already know, that is t, but there can be another ending, ties. And today I'm going to tell you why verbs can have that ending. And let's take the same verb that we analyzed last time. The verb atrast. Remember what it means? It means to find. This verb can also have the ending ties, and then it would be atrasties. And then we would say that the verb has the reflexive ending. What that means? I'll explain you. Imagine that we were looking for that key and we couldn't find it, but then one day it would show up as if by itself. And then we would use that verb, atrasties, but in a form that is adjusted for the word atslēga. So the functionality that is gained by adding such endings is that the subject of the sentence also is like the object of the sentence. Like the key was sought for, but then the key found itself. But imagine another situation. Imagine somebody announced me missing, but then one day I show up. And then we would use that verb in Latvian. Now let me tell you what those forms are. So the form that is used in the simple past with the first person singular or with the pronoun es is atrados. I would say es atrados. I showed up by myself, or I found myself, although I was not looking for myself. And the form that would be used for the word atslēga would be atslēga atradās. This is also the simple past form. The form that is used for the second person singular in a simple past is tu atradies. Tu means you in singular. So once more, the form that is adjusted for the first person singular is atrados. For the second person singular is atradies. And for the third person, both singular and plural would be atradās. So I gave you the past form for the first person singular, but did you notice that I never gave you the simple present form? Now I'll give it to you, and that form is atrodos. Notice that the root vowel has changed from a to o. If you watched the previous video and downloaded the notes, then you know that this is what often happens in the first conjugation verbs. But now, how about the future form for the first person singular? And that is atradīšos. The root vowel is the same as in the infinitive form and the past form, and we also see the suffixes e and sh. So the pattern how to generate the future form is the same that it is with the second and the third conjugation verbs that I told you about on day 2 and on day 3. And now I'll give you examples with one second conjugation verb and one third conjugation verb that have the reflexive endings. So the first verb is pievienot. Pievienot means to join, and this verb has the ending t, and it can also have the ending ties, and then the verb would be pievienoties. The difference in the meaning is that if we say pievienot, it means that we join something to something else or somebody to some group. But if we say pievienoties, it means that we ourselves join some group. The third conjugation verb that I picked is mācīt with the ending t and mācīties with the ending ties. And mācīt means to teach and mācīties means to learn or to study. Now let's have a quick look at the past, present and future forms of these two new verbs with the ending ties. So the second conjugation verb pievienoties in the past would be pievienojos, which would mean I was joining. The present form would also be pievienojos or es pievienojos because this is the second conjugation verb. And the future form would be pievienošos. And we see that in order to make the future form, we have exchanged y for sh, just like we did when the verb had the infinitive ending to. But now the verb mācīties, which is the third conjugation verb, and the past form would be mācījos, the present form would be mācos, and the future form would be mācīšos. And again we see that we have the same change that we had with the verb that had the ending to. Namely, we had a shorter form in the simple present tense. The simple past and the simple future forms are made the same way. We do it for the second conjugation verbs. I encourage you to download the notes because I'll have all this information there and even more. But how about the forms for the second and the third person? I know that I haven't taught you forms for other persons, and that's why I will include those forms and patterns how to adjust verbs for the second person and the third person in my notes. So make sure that you definitely download the notes for this lesson. But now I'll say, great job! This was not easy. Probably you'll need to go through these lessons again, but you have notes, so this will be easier for you now because this is something that you can't find on internet in the videos. And now it's the end of today's class. Bye bye, ata, till the next time.